All right, so a word on my my new orange XRT here. Doing a lot of studying about BECs and how to up your voltage to run your fans at a faster RPM. You got to bump up your voltage. To run your servo stronger, you got to bump up your voltage. And you have any lights, you want them to be brighter, same thing, gotta bump up your voltage. And your traxxas AC doesn't have an option to bump that up. And your receiver, your stock traxxas receiver, can only handle 6 volts. So if you get an ESC that has an adjustable BEC like this one does, and you push more than 6 volts out of it, you're gonna fry your receiver if it's a stock traxxas receiver. But one thing I found out today that no one tells you about, I didn't hear anywhere, Castle ESC out of the box is 5.5 volts BEC. So when I plugged in my Castle Link system today, looked at it, lo and behold, it's set at 5.5. So, knowing that your receiver can handle 6 volts, I bumped it up to 6. So now I'm getting 6 volts out of this into my receiver, out of the receiver into my fans, and into my stock servo, or 2085X servo. So it's just 0.5 volts, but that is noticeable. I notice my fan speed is faster. I notice my servo is better, quicker, stronger, and all that is great. So I'm happy with that. But I didn't know that. I didn't know out of the box that this is set low. 5.5 volts is low. That's not the limit of your receiver and everything. So 6 volts now, and it's working a little bit better. I did buy an external BEC that I'm going to try later to get 7.2 volts to my fans, and I've got a one of those Y eliminator cable setups on the way to plug it into my servo to get 7.2 volts to that. I understand the servo doesn't like 7.2 volts, so I might update my servo later, but right now it's fine. Yeah, so check it out. Oh, let me plug my shit in here. Okay. Fan speed is a little faster than stock. A little faster, so that's good. So I am getting 6 volts out of this thing. Got the new orange setup. I got tired of the blue and green fast. It looked cool, I just got tired of it. I always wanted to see what these oranges like. I really like the orange look online in videos that I see, and these orange arms, man, they just really pop, really bright. Your car really sticks out when you're driving. Keep your eye on it. I think it just looks really good with the orange like that. I'm gonna get an orange one of those mounts there. Of course, I had the green rails I took off, put the stock ones back on so it don't look so retarded. But I really like the orange look. I ordered some of these top arms, upper arms in the orange, so I'll have those on here pretty soon. Still running those Arma backflip tires. Surprisingly, they haven't exploded yet or ballooned up, which I am surprised because they're not belted. They're an unbelted tire, and they've been lasting pretty good here. Of course, it's only been about a week of ownership and usage, and very lightweight tire. I am surprised that they're lasting. I'm a few days into running this Castle system like this. The Castle motor. It has plenty of get up. It doesn't have the violent acceleration like a KV 1100 motor does, where it's like a freaking gun going off, which is really awesome. But this one has top speed, and top speed is something you don't really get with the KV 1100. You only really fit a 35 tooth spur in the chassis. You need a bigger spur to get top speed. So the 1.5 mod gear, about 35 tooth, it only lets you go so fast. Of course, you can get up to speed real fast with that motor and pinion, but this is a 1717 1265 Castle motor, and it's a little more affordable than the big ass 2028 motor. So I'll save that for another time. I could go balls out and get the big ass motor with the XLX2 and really get some crazy speed, but I'm saving that for later. I want to enjoy the process, the different steps. I want to go and sequence some steps on upgrading. So I have a Hobby Wing KV 1100 in my X-Max. Of course, I'm running that on a stock ESC, and so I might just swap that over into this thing to try it out. It'll be the first time I see a combo Castle ESC and the Hobby Wing KV 1100 motor combo for myself. I'm sure there's other guys doing it online, but all right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. So I wasn't getting that type of distance in the air with KV 1100. So with this motor you get more speed. This gearing setup, 50-24 I'm running right now. Let me check my motor temp, BRB. Oh, my motor is sitting at 96 degrees. So I have a good temperature sensor in it. I got it zip tied to the motor. Something's loose here. There's my temperature sensor. So this fan only comes on when it's 140. The fan turns on, then it turns off when it's below. So taking time to cool off is good. Oh look, my battery tray opened up. Shit. Yeah, everything's working as it should. I'm happy. I'm gonna keep this set up for a while. I love the drivetrain, I love the tires, and I love the color right now. I'm gonna keep this for a while. As soon as these tires start to go, I'll put my Proline mashers back on. They're doing really good right now. The foam has not disintegrated yet, which is something I can't say for traxxas stock tires. The foam goes quick. Foam goes real quick on traxxas stock tires. You get them wet once and they rip up, they disintegrate. Your tires start to wobble real bad, and fuck that. I hate that. Arma's definitely got the best tire when it comes to that kind of stuff. These are called D boots or something. Backflip D boots. So you don't have to get these adapters. You can get just a big 17mm size wheel nut, and it'll hold these tires on. But these are adapters to fit 24mm. Yeah, you don't need them. If you want to mount these tires, or any tires with 24mm, you just get those oversized wheel nuts for a 17mm axle, and it will mount and it will hold them on. Use Loctite and use a real ratchet, not the plastic dinky hand ratchet. Use a hand ratchet with a socket. They will stay on. See that white piece down there? That's the M2C bell crank. So bad story on those. They're about 28 bucks. Probably the most affordable thing you can get from M2C. And put them on and worked great. Worked great for 2 days. And then the left side of that bell crank, the side that actually holds on your servo linkage, it's stripped. It's stripped out. Now I was using the upgraded servo spring, servo saver spring. That spring is noticeably tighter, so it puts more force, upward force, on that bell crank. But it's stripped and no longer functioned. So sent a message to MTC and told them what happened. I haven't heard back yet, but hopefully I can get another set. So you will go through bell cranks if you land terrible, wreck into stuff, you'll snap them. You'll snap your belt crane. Alright, there you have it. This is probably my most favorite setup I've ever had. I am keeping it like this for a while. Just going to maintain all the bearings and drivetrain stuff. I think that's WFO metal gear cover. 24 pinion, 50 spur. Anything smaller than a 24 will not mount because it won't allow the motor to get low enough before it bottoms out. So I gotta go with the 24. 5mm shaft. Loctite this pinion on. So it's an Amazon mount, but those are rocket power fans. They can handle higher voltage for more speed. And of course the Castle ESC. This one's brand new. Works really well. Working great for me right now. Oh, the M2C ESC mount I got online. It didn't have a spot. You can't mount this damn Castle ESC without this mount holder. So that does kind of suck. But you got to have this little thing, and none of the holes match up to the mount. So I had to make some, drill some holes in it and hold it on. So it's working. Of course I got this green shielding, which is really cool. I like it. Just tight. Soldered on these QS8, SQ8 terminals. They say it allows more power to come through to your batteries. But getting good at soldering was something I needed, and this was a lot of good practice. And the trick is you use a lot of solder. Be heavy with when you're feeding solder in on these, and you'll get it done. Use a very hot soldering iron. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So the other side has the M2C belt crank on it. This side doesn't because it's stripped. Up top here is a metal part, and it's got these two points at the end that fit in place, and that's the part that's stripped. So that's fucked up. Yeah, so I got the original one. What else? Oh, I got these pins up here holding the top arms. Make sure you're not hitting your steering link right here. These are green underneath, so I got these covers. Of course, this will, after you wreck enough, this will strip out. So I got a nut holding it on down there. Holding it. Gotta have this mount has the straight pin that goes through. That's important because these are always going to fall out and strip out if you use just the bolts on each side. They'll always come out. But this pin, this is actually a really, really good thing to have. These pins holds it all together. Of course, I stripped that out, broke the wing mount, so I just used a washer to hold it down. But this thing has been a tank, man. It's been a real tank. Shim your diffs. I shimmed my that input gear so it sticks out a little bit farther onto the rear diff. Get you a set of shims. And am I starting to get a crack? Don't. Yep, starting to crack back here. It's alright. I do have another rear lower. I have two rear lowers I could put in there. Let me check the front now. This is a brand new upper or forward lower bulkhead, brand new. Just put it in. Yep, starting to fucking crack already. Yep, I'm starting to crack. Piece of shit. I do have those aluminum covers underneath this, so I think it helps keeping your bulkheads together. All right.